I apologize for the interruption. I had a phone call come through, and I didn't think to put everything on airplane mode. See, this is what I need to do. Something I forgot to do, and since I'm going to be doing this, I can't have any distractions or interruptions. So I have to put my phone on airplane mode so I can get no interceptions, so I can stay focused. So the last thing that I said from that video, I'm going to figure out how to edit this and to make it one whole video again. But the last thing I said was, once you learn how to free yourself of all negativity, the world will be a better place. But not but back to what I'm saying. Now, my fourth thing is been as though I'm always around, like I'm always active and I have nothing to do with my energy. I've I've decided to find a seminar, just go to random seminars that has to do with anything, and just partake in it and put my 2 cents involved into whatever it is that they're talking about. Because most likely, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be some knowledge of whatever they're talking about that I can have put my input on. Plus, I pay attention, so I'll listen first, and when the questions and all that stuff come, then I feel as though I want to ask a question or say something. You can't be scared to raise your hand and speak freely to get the answer that you seek for whatever question it is that you want to find out. Some people tend to do that. They want to say something, but they're scared that somebody's going to judge them based off their answer. That person probably won't even know the answer either. Like, you can't think about with nobody. You're getting this intel for yourself only. Fuck the next person. If you don't know something, don't be afraid to admit to the fact that you don't know it. You know, I'm going to find a seminar for that. This is what I have to do. Number 5, do what you never do. I have 7, I have a couple things on this or whatever. Do what you never do. Now, that's something that considers a sacrifice or two or whatever. So what I've done to sacrifice to discipline myself was, first thing first I've done was food. I turned from food. I don't eat only thing that I take in is veggies, fruits, and water of the earth. Has to have seeds in it. Ever since I've done that, man, my vision's clearer, my mind's expanding, I can intake more information, and I don't forget anything no more. It's like I haven't been lost of memory or none of that. My energy levels spike. Like, I was a gym rat before this transition thing, and I was strong, but I always lacked some extra strength that I could have had done or used. So now that I'm healthy now and I'm eating right, and I'm actually stronger now than I was when I was all muscular or whatever. So, I mean, it's an example. I'm putting out based off of my own experience or whatever. Do what you never do. I did that. I stopped eating. I became smarter. I became wiser. My thought process changed. I think of nothing else but whatever is important to me, and whatever is important to me are the goals that I said that I'm going to achieve. Don't matter how old you are in life. I'm 30, about to be 35 in July. Don't matter how old you are. Never have that quit. Never give up hope. Some people tend to get a certain age, and now they 40 or 38 or something, they feel as though it's a whole new generation of younger, athletic or whatever people that's taking over whatever it is that we do or we can do. So now all you have to do is elevate and figure out something else that you can do that nobody else can do. It's going to come to you. You just have to find it. It's hard. It's going to be hard as shit, my nigga. Excuse me on that one. It's going to be hard as shit, guy. And when you get there, you're going to look back and say, damn, all of that just for this? And then you're going to laugh at it. And what the potential might end up to be, it's going to be something that you never thought or expected it to be. And you're just going like, dang, that's fucked up. For instance, look at myself. I know I have I have knowledge of a lot of trades. Like I know every trade. I know some of every trade. I've done damn near every trade, even the trades that I never thought to take time to do. I've done it. I learned it. Didn't care for it. So it's like, what the fuck else is there in this world for me to discover and to do whatever? And during my process, since my whole mind change, thoughts and stuff change, it's like on the only thing that I think about and I talk about is health and history and health. And I'm going to use that for another topic some other time, health and all of that. Like, you can heal everything. It's a lot to it you don't know. So on that part, do what you never did. Take that risk. You never know how far you'll get by taking that risk if you don't take it or whatever. So stop keeping yourself in fear and doubting yourself, saying that you can't do something because you're scared at that certain point. We all do that. We get to that certain level in life, and we're somewhere we want to be at, but then we don't know what to do next. We're scared. We don't know where to go or whatever. So we get comfortable in that little zone we in, and we sit there and we wonder, like, all right, I've been here for a while, and this can't be it. This can't be all there is to do. So what else is there? Your mind will start to work for itself once you learn. Once you learn meditation, now meditation has a lot to do with a lot of things in this world, but we fail to realize it. Look at the celebrities, they do it. Y'all might call it witchcraft. Y'all might call it a cult. Y'all might call it whatever y'all think it is. But you're not looking at the bigger picture, not looking at the real thing. You don't, because you don't understand what they're doing, because you haven't reached that part of your life to understand. So that's where the judgment comes in. We start judging people from what we see on the outside, but don't know why that person's doing it. I mean, we got a lot of examples. We got Kanye West examples. I understand Kanye now. I see what he's doing, but the blind person won't see it for real. I mean, we were all meant to be gods, goddesses, kings, and queens, but it's the knowledge we lack to understand why. But that's for some other time. Number 6, read every day. I wrote that I have to read every day. I mean, anybody can do it. Everybody does it every single day. We all read every day. You read, you got your phone in your hand. Women always do it. Men too. Phone in your hand all day. Scrolling. You're reading what captions say. You're reading bios. You're reading something about some person's life that's going to get to the point to where you start hating on that person silently and don't even know it. That other little voice in your head that speaks for you too, that's you. That's your other side. But you won't look at it like that because you won't. I ain't got nobody talking to my head. If you can read in silent with your mind, you have another side of your mind. If you can do that, if you can understand why that happens or why we can read with our minds and our eyes and say it in our head, but it won't be said out loud. See, once you learn yourself, learn your body parts and what the parts in your body allows you to do, once you're fully cleaned and healed out and only intaking the natural substance and preservative that you're supposed to, then you'll understand. See, what I learned along this time too, you can't explain things to everybody because everybody don't intake the knowledge like you do, and they won't understand it like you do until they go through it. I myself is a perfect example. My cousin Johnny Haley, he transitioned before I did. I thought he just went crazy on me. I didn't know what was going on or whatever. So I'm like, he talked about it, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I was raised a Christian. I was raised into the church and everything. I'm no longer religious now. I have reasons for that from the new knowledge, the knowledge that I failed to seek or accept, and that they never taught in school. So I went and searched for all of that myself. But back onto the subjects. Read every day. You'd be surprised what reading every day does to you and how it helps you grow unexpectedly. So read every day is what I got. My number 7 is give myself homework. What I've done to do give myself homework is I watch videos. I watch mentor videos. I watch videos on YouTube on based on whatever it is that I'm currently doing for myself now. I'm doing homework on that, so I'm taking that knowledge from whatever somebody's doing that succeeded in the field that I'm looking into do, and I'm taking that and I'm adding that to what I know. So I write down stuff, examples here. What I'm right, even on the smallest piece of paper you see, it's so clear to me. It's like I can be sitting here doing something or whatever, or talking to somebody, and a thought of whatever it is that I want to do or something that I'm doing, it pops in my head. And it pops in your thoughts, pop in your head for reasons. Never ignore the thoughts. The thoughts is something that occurred and that will occur, or whatever. So, them thoughts I write down. I write them down. I circle the important ones. I circle the important stuff that I'm gonna talk about, or whatever. And this is my list that I'm doing as far as these videos and topics, or whatever. So back to this. What's next? I wrote down and I told myself, I want to be great. I want to prove myself right. And I circled it. I'm going to prove myself right. All of these years I knew I knew I had the potential to do a lot of things. But I wasn't ready. God knew I wasn't ready. So therefore, you got to go through this process you're going through. You got to go through life. You got to grow up. You're not going to learn nothing on your own. You're going to learn through experience, and you have to learn it through experience before you even get the thought to giving anybody else advice about anything. And this is what I'm doing. So I told myself I want to be great. I'm going to do it, and I'm doing that. I'm doing that now. Now whatever I say I'm doing, I'm starting it. I do it as soon as I get that thought, or whatever. So. Other thing, I mean, I said I smoke or whatever. I was recently in a work accident, being crushed by 18-wheeler into a parked car. Like it was another third live or death experience. I have topic on that as well too. And you know what? Now that came about, perfect example of what I was just saying. Thoughts randomly jump into your head, so I gotta write this down real quick. Give me a second. I don't know where my pen at. I just had one. Where's the right here? Okay, my bad. I had to do that. Perfect example though. The thoughts come. They come, you write them down. It could be used for something. You don't know what it's going to be used for, but time will allow you to remember and to know why. Okay, what's that? What did I say? I said I was going to slow down smoking or whatever, because I can admit it's times I smoke like being as though the tolerance I have since my nerves are all shot. It's just natural to me. It's to where I don't even smoke. I don't smoke to get high. It's a medication or whatever. It's like I smoke, but I don't get high or whatever. But I slowed down, and I brought it down to 3 a day, morning, noon, night. That's that. So I don't proceed anywhere past that or whatever. So then again, I put my next one, learn history. I wrote it down in this way: learn history to teach my kids. I'm doing that, and I've been started doing that or whatever. My kids just went home Monday morning, and I've been telling them like learn the history. My kids just told me that they took history out of school. They took the history out of school, and it's no longer a major subject in Baltimore. I'm like, why? How was that? Josiah, let me explain to you. they don't want you to know the truth about the history. The history was altered so bad to where we all are raised how we are because we were programmed to believe that this is how things go. So we don't go back looking for the real truth and facts that exist still, but we don't see. I mean, I have other sub. That's another. Hold on, let me write that down. Okay, and yeah, history is a big thing. The race, it doesn't matter. See, my thing on that, uh, I'm a non-racist person. Like, I have friends that are all races, and what the issue with us period now is it's race. Now, black people, we silently are racist because our brain doesn't work how it works, but we don't know how to figure it out yet in due time. But on my end, I have. So I'm going to speak on that part too, and that's going to be another topic some other time too. But as far as the race card, I'm going to say this example right here. Look what's going on out here now. We got white people, we got black people against each other. We got black people not liking white people because there's something racist the white person did. So now we're holding every single white person accountable for it for no reason at all. You don't even know why. Now, the white people clueless too. Look at it this way. This is how we have to look at it. We all were born in this same time frame. Whenever you were born, white people were born in the projects like us too, because I have friends that were too. They were raised the same way, so they lived a life no different than mine. So for me to go and judge that person based off his skin color because it's something that his ancestors did or his people did before his time that he knew nothing about, why are we mad at them? Why are we sitting here hating and not liking the white guy or because of something that's going on that somebody else of that color did? I understand it hurts and that we're still going through it or whatever, because we all, of course, they say slavery is over. Slave has never been over. Slavery still exists and it's going to continue to exist unless we do something about it. Like, period. That's going to be something else to talk about, dude. See, I'm getting in too deep with everything because my mind can just talk and talk and talk. Perfect example while I'm doing this. But I only expected this to be 30 minutes or the 30-minute sessions, but it's just keep going, so I'm going to have to learn how to break stuff down. My other one, what is that? Find a way to make my family wealthy. That right there is my main goal. But I got it at the bottom of the list. But it's always up there because everything that I'm doing is for that reason. That's why I have that last. So when I go down this list, I can't skip it because I know I'm doing one faithfully. I know I'm doing number 2 and 3 and 4 faithfully. But when you read, you always end at the bottom of the page. So you're going to see that. And that's what I'm going to continue to see every time I look at this paper. And that's my goal. So everything I'm doing now, as far as these videos and everything has to do with my last one. Find a way to make my family wealthy. Everybody can do it. I know y'all are tired of sitting around. People that work. We can work and we can make $20 an hour or something. Or whatever. And we have a good job. In our mind, we cool. We set. We got a house. We can pay our bills. We got a car. We can go ahead and take vacation. We cool. We limit ourselves to our own abilities. And that is nothing but the truth. We limit ourselves through our own abilities. Now, we can make 30 an hour. I can get a check, come home, I can have money, I can just be saving the money. But what's the purpose of saving money if the money can't save itself and make money while being saved? I mean, okay. I'm telling this because I've experienced it, I've done it, I'm doing it, so I'm talking on it. Now, for instance, we stop ourselves from going further because we're comfortable in that position where we are. You ain't got no worries. You ain't got to worry about nothing. We in a good hood neighborhood. We're good, but we limiting ourselves because we don't know what's next to do. We don't know where to go from there. Okay, so expand your horizon. You use what you. This is what I'm gonna say on this one. I'm gonna cut that conversation, that subject short because I'm just in this with this one right here. So to sum all of this up and make this my ending, hold on, give me a second. Okay, excuse me. Now, what I'm going to end with this one is, in order for you to be able to do any of that, you have to come clean with yourself. Come clean with whatever type of negative energy you have in you. If it's family, if it's friends, if it's anything, you want to face that. We don't look at it as a fear because we'll look at it and say, you know what, fuck that person. I don't give a fuck. Like this, it's a wrap. But at the end of the day, you're going to get thoughts. You're going to end up missing that person. You're going to miss something about that person or whatever. But what you want to do is you want to go through life with no regrets, no no doubts, no negative, nothing. So figure a way to make whatever it is right with anybody, your friends, your family. Because if there's something that you're not doing, that you're holding back, it's going to keep you at bay where you are. It's going to keep you there because that's something that you have to get out of you. You have to get that negative energy out of your chest, out of your heart. And once it happens, it's just going to feel like, oh man, I'm just relieved. Perfect example for me yesterday. Everything that I'm doing is like, this is all working for me right now. But it was one thing that I didn't do yet, that I wasn't ready to do yet, and it was holding me back. And I knew it was because that thought kept coming to my head. You don't never want a day to be too late. This is another thing about time is of the essence. Time don't wait for nobody. So I called my mom yesterday, and I was just talking to him regularly. Next to we just talking, and then whatever there is that I wanted to talk about randomly came up by itself, and I broke down or whatever the case might be. It happens because my fear, the only fear that I had left in me was the fact of my parents neglecting me or looking at me differently because of the path that I've chose for myself, for my own happiness. I wouldn't want them to judge me because of that. I was raised a Christian. I was raised in the church. I was taught to be like that. So it's just a cycle. They did the same thing, so they're sticking with that. I was raised on it. I had gotten a certain age to where I'm starting to get curious about certain things and other religions and everything. So I'm going through there. I'm doing my homework. I'm studying. Going to find out I'm not religious. There is no religion or whatever. What I was raised to believe was of the devil or of certain things. Excuse me. I've discovered was false. Like my whole transition, this is like something great, and everybody should do it. When you do it and you start to open your eyes and starting to think different, then you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to close that with never lose faith in anything that you're doing. Never slow your pace down because that doubt, and it's going to stop you from doing that. It's energy. It's your own self. You're in the fight with your own self. Example, you know you got to do this, but you want to go and do this. Okay, you think to yourself, okay, I can go ahead and do this right here, and I can go ahead and do this too, but I don't want to do that because I can do that whenever I want to go and do it. Okay, so I'm gonna go and do this one. Okay, as you go and proceed to do whatever it is that you decide to do, that now you start to feel energy, and the energy, the energy that you start to feel, it starts to tell you. You start to get the thought: is this right? I don't think I should be doing this. Now you're starting to get the doubt for doing that. I don't know, man. What if I go and do it and something goes wrong, or this happens and that? Now you're starting to think and use your brain. Do I want to do it? Nah, fuck that. I quit. I ain't doing that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and do whatever it is that I plan to do in the first place. All of this has to do with your entire life. You're fighting with yourself. You succeeded because you chose this right path. Trying to skip around it, thinking that it was nothing. I've did this, it happened to me so many times in life, to where, example right here, I'm going in the house from the store. You know, I'm going in the house from the store there because I have my kids with me. Friend pulls up. Yo, Lo, what's going on, man? You want to take this ride real quick? I'm like, all right. The thought comes immediately. I don't know. I know what type of person he is. I know what he about, whatever. It's my man's and everything. But I know that he could only be doing this or that. Am I going to go or am I not going to go? Okay, I don't go. I said, man, look, I gotta go holler at my kids and this and everything. I said, and I'm gonna pass on this joint. So I goes in the house, and 15 minutes later, actually, not even 15 minutes later, I'm going to say this was like 3 minutes later. I even hears it. Pow, 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 pow. Whole car hit up. Moral of that story is, you're in the battle with yourself. Every choice, decision you make determines your future. Never have anybody determine your future for you but yourself. Because one choice you make could be the wrong choice, and it could be a life-threatening situation. And it'll leave you in a depression state to where you just feel as though you don't want to, you have no reason to live anymore. And that's where everything comes from. Depression, all of that comes from your own thoughts. It comes from yourself. You create your own depression and everything. So you get good with yourself, cleanse your body, eat healthy, drink water, stay away from whatever it is that's food, that's toxic, and watch how much energy change. Watch how your life get better or whatever. So I'm going to end it right there. This is my first video, and I'm going to get better at it. Trust me. I'm going to progress. I'm going to learn to edit. I'm going to learn to cut out certain things that I feel as though is inappropriate for these videos. But this is my first time, so I have to go through it to find it. So I hope I've said something to somebody that will help y'all along your path or whatever it is that you might be going through or going, that can get you somewhere and help. So this is going to happen every day at 10 o'clock. I want them to be 30 minutes, but if the time goes, then the time goes. I can keep going or whatever. So I'm John. Thanks for viewing this video, if you view it. And keep the positive energy positive. Spread it around. Share it. Do whatever it is, and keep it up there. Energy is everything. Deuce.